been thinking while I work today, playing in my own brain, which is a fun place. I've been trying to figure out, my content is all over the place. Sometimes I'm answering questions, sometimes I'm talking about problems I'm having, sometimes I'm talking about random stuff. And it all, as I thought today, I'm trying to figure out how I can make that make more sense and be more cohesive. And I couldn't figure out why it was bothering me. Like, what difference does it make? I started thinking, my goal is to build this blueprint of a mealworm farm that one person can run and operate. I mean, you could break it up into multiple people if you wanted to, right? Like, let's say 40 hours a week, right? So however you want to fill it out, 2 people, 3 people, whatever. But that's my goal, with no robotics, no machines, no like big hefty stuff. Very little software, simple stuff like the sensors I use, right? Like, that's as complicated as I want it to get. And what I realized is that I have no content wrapped around that goal, idea, thing to tie all of this together. And so I started pondering today, like, well, what could I do there? And so I need to define what that goal is. And I think it's raising X million of mealworms per month. Or maybe that needs to be like pounds of mealworms per month to make it more relatable. Maybe millions, maybe count makes more sense, or makes sense. But then as I post content and answer questions, it'll tie back to that goal and make sense from what I'm trying to do and say. And then as people are trying to help me, because I have so many people that comment and say and have ideas and suggestions, and what really kind of started wrapping this together in my head is today somebody asked about the biggest weather impact I've ever had to the farm, to the mealworms. And like, one of the things that petrifies me is not having electricity, because when it got down to like -10 here, that could have been terrible if we lost electricity. And I'd really love to have solar backup or something, right? And so what I started piecing together in my head was, I can't do all that myself. I can't research all that in a timely manner and try to come up with ideas, etc. So what if we had a Discord where you just come and hang out and talk about things that are happening in the farm, ideas you might have, stuff you've run into, whether you're a mealworm farmer or not. It doesn't have to be like closed to just people that raise mealworms. I think it should be open to everybody. And the goal would be to just have different sections of what we need for the blueprint, we being the community need for the blueprint in this place to get it where it needs to be, so that others can replicate it in their local community. Because that's the goal, is to produce X million a month. My current goal is to do 2 million. I know I can do 1, I've done it. 2 seems feasible. 3 would be like a stretch goal. And so as I go through the things I'm doing, it's not just the goal, though, of the count, it's how to get there, right? Like, using food waste, I think, is important. And so we define what that looks like, and then we just, get together and figure out solutions and make faster headway on it than just me trying to do it by myself and commenting about it or posting about it. Curious what you guys think about that. To define what that goal is, and then use the content that I post and the things I do and the questions I'm answering to correlate back to that. It helps tell a more cohesive story, because now it's all over the place. That's my rough draft from today as I spun around in my head. What do you think?